For page number 42, we're going to start with number 15, and it says 5a minus 7 to the negative 2. So one of the things that we could do is start with elimination. We know that there's a negative 2 at the top, so to make it de-negified, remember that's not a real word, but in my life it is, you know that we're going to have to flip it over, right? So we're going to have something like this, 5a minus 7 to the second power. You don't see that in A, so we cross out A. And in D, they left it as if it was on the top, so we could take out D as well. Okay? And so here, we're just going to have to work it out and figure out which one is the correct answer out of B and C. So just distribute. 1 over 5 times 5 is 25a squared. And then 5a times negative 77 is going to be negative 35a. And this is going to be, same thing, negative 35a. So we could stop there, and that's going to be, negative 70a. Which one there is negative 70a at the bottom? The answer is B. We don't have to solve the entire thing. For number 27, this one really, they try to confuse you guys, okay? But definitely use bite-sized pieces. When it gives you all of this crap, what you need to do is just use bite-sized pieces. And remember, in this case, you take your exponent and you need to apply it to every single variable. So we're going to do bite-sized pieces and just start with x to the 3/4 times 3 over 2, which is going to be the same thing as x to the 3 times 3 is 9 over 8. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the answers for A, B, C, and D, and only piece out the ones that are X for the X's, okay? In this case right here, it says, I'm just doing the X's. I'm not putting everything out there, okay? Another way to write this is going to be x to the 2 over 16th, which is the same thing as x to the 1 over 8th. That is not 9 over 8, so I could cross A out. Okay, and then this one clearly is x to the 1/35 over 48. I can't divide that. One is odd, one is even. That is not the same thing as, this is my goal, everybody, 9 over 8. Okay, so that one is out. And then I already see for answer D that it's x to the 9 over 4. That's not the same thing as 9 over 8, so that's out. And C is the answer. I don't even have to do C, okay, because I use process of elimination. But if you're like, no, I really do need to see C, I will prove it to you, okay? This is X right here, and there's, I'm just piecing out the X's. The other side would be X squared, okay? So we already know that this is the same thing as what we just saw here, which is 1 over 8. So another way to write this is x to the 1 over 8. Okay, now this is like a 1 here, but you got to remember, if we're dealing with this denominator of 8, another way to write a 1 is 8 over 8. What do you do when you multiply two exponents or same bases together that have exponents? You add them, so 8 plus 1 is 9 over 8, which is our match, and we don't have to do anything else. C is the answer. Or you could have just done process of elimination, and that's it. Number 29. It says here t plus 5 over 8 equals 2 over t plus 5. It says this expression is solved by squaring both sides of the expression. They're already telling you what to do, which is great. If you square this and square this, because it's what's ugly about it, that it'll make it a regular t plus 5, but we got to square the 8, which is going to be 64. And on this side, got to square that, and that's going to be a 4, and this is going to be a regular t plus 5. Okay, from here we could cross cancel or cross multiply. T plus 5 times t plus 5 equals 64 times 4 is going to be 256. Okay, multiply that times that is t squared, that times that is plus 5t, this times this is plus 5t, that times that is plus 25 equals 256. T squared plus 5 is plus 10t plus 25 equals 256. We want to join it all together, so then we could factor it all out. Minus 256. And that's going to be t squared plus 10t. And this is going to be minus 231 equals 0. Okay, so the hard part here is finding what number times what number would equal 231, but if you added or subtracted them would be plus 10. Okay, and after going up the number line, and you can use your calculator for this one, you'll find that the number will be like 11 and 21. And because that's a positive, you know the positive is going to be here and the negative is going to be here. So t is going to equal positive 11 and negative 21. These are our two answers for t, but they don't want us to find out what is t. They want us to find out what is the extraneous equation. Okay, so when you find an extraneous equation, what you have to do is you have to plug it back in. And immediately, I already know that this is going to be the extraneous equation, because you cannot, if you were to take this and you were to plug it back in, I know some of you guys are like, oh God, I don't want to plug this back in, it's crazy. You don't even have to do all the work. If you were to plug in t right here, negative 21 plus 5 is negative 16. Okay, so negative 16. You can't have a negative in a square root. So you already know that this one is not going to work. Therefore, negative 21 is the answer.